hate cold weather, or you like me and you got an airplane that don't like to start when it's cold. I know it seems like every aircraft has their little sweet spot to what you need in order to get it to crank when it's cold. I've heard people talking about pulling the prop through 3 or 4 times and not having trouble. All that sounds great. And the Avid, I don't have a primer, so it's just the throttle and a choke. I can't find the right combination to get this thing to start in the real cold weather to save my life. So if it's below 40 degrees, it's going to be hard to crank. But what I did to circumvent that is I got this little small torpedo heater from Arbor Freight, and I just kind of kick it on and let the warm air push its way up through the engine cowling while I'm mounting cameras and doing a pre-flight. And in 10 or 15 minutes, it's ready to fly. I mean, that has nothing to do with today's video, but I want to have a good time. There's a challenge coming. You've got a chance to win some merch, so stick around. One of the big things about backcountry flying that you have to make sure you do is stay proficient. If you've been following this channel for a while, then you probably know, you've heard my whining before about how I hate cold weather. So with that, in the wintertime, I usually don't do quite as much flying, but the mission today is about staying proficient. Since I'm not flying quite as much, I need to make sure that I am staying on top of my skills. So I've got a challenge.
Hey Brian, where are you headed? You going to the river or you coming to your house?
Yeah, I'm headed to the river on the Oconee. Daniel's out flying the RV, it sounds like. He taught him into cutting the buzzes on the river. But anyway, so I'm going to set out on a mission today. I'm going to practice my spot landing, but I'm going to give myself a challenge. Alright, got a feel for the winds. Will be a crosswind. In an effort to stay proficient, I think I'm going to give myself a challenge today. This is a good short bar. Like I said, we've kind of dubbed it Christmas bar because me, Andy, and Robert landed here just a couple days before Christmas and hung out for a little while, and so we have dubbed it as the Christmas bar. Ooh, that's cold. All right, so one of the things I think I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna draw a box. Maybe, I don't know, 10 by 10, maybe. And see if I can take off and come in and land. My wheels have to touch down inside the box, or at least pretty dang close to it. Not trying to get ready for a STOL competition or anything, but just in the backcountry, if you wanna really be, I think, safe in doing it. Now I know that there's some of you gonna eat me up in the comments and talk about, can you be safe and fly like we do out here on the sandbars? I hear you, I hear the debate, but for the sake of our argument, yes, I believe there's a safe way, or at least set yourself up to be the safest possible in doing this backcountry style flying. And one of the ways that you can do that, again, is by hitting your mark. I mean, because think about it. If you have a short bar out here, kind of like the one I've landed today, Christmas bar, this is really about as short of a bar as I want to attempt on the Avid. I'm guessing it is 500 feet of usable runway. There's not a whole lot of room for air, so you got to make sure that you hit your touchdown point so that you can get stopped before you reach the water on the other side. With that being said, we're going to make a challenge out of this. You know me, I'm competitive. I like to make everything a competition. Good, bad, indifferent, it just is what it is. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a square in the sand, okay? And I'm going to give myself 3 passes, so I got 3 chances to get it. If I hit my touchdowns point in one of those 3 tries, we're going to do the giveaway again. Now, one of my previous videos, I drew a number in the sand, and whoever guessed it, I shipped them a hat. My wife and I had a lot of fun seeing you guys guess and watch the comments pop up. So we're going to do it again. I'm about to draw a number in the sand, and if you guess the right number, I am going to send you a One Aviate hat. Let's add something to that. All right, if you guess the number that I draw in the sand and I hit my touchdowns point in one of my 3 tries, then I'm going to send you a hat and a Georgia Pilot t-shirt. So go ahead, drop a comment down below and guess what the number is going to be. Let's get the party started. box width don't really matter. This is the part that matters. I'm no CFI, so I'm not teaching you anything good, but I'll just walk myself through it and you can kind of hear my thought process. Earlier, I kind of went and followed the river. That makes you do a steep turn at slow speed, so I think my better option is to come over the trees and cut the power to try to straighten it out a little bit. I don't know if that'll help, but that's my goal. Stay high. Pull my flaperons in. They don't create a lot of drag, but it does create lift. I don't think that was great. I might have actually been a little too soon. I'm gonna taxi up here and see. Now, I will tell you what I did do is I was a little far left, but only my right tire touched down inside the box, but I literally touched down on the farthest back line for my square. Oh yeah, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. I got the bugs worked out of that one. We're gonna go with attempt number 2. I actually might have been a little too far on that one. I mean, that was a stall right there. That was a full-blown stall right at touchdown, which is exactly what you want. I couldn't have got any slower on that flight, on that approach. It was too far to the right that time. I mean, I was all the way out of the box to the right, so I was too far. All right, one last time. All right. Last attempt, number 3, see if I can get it right. One of the problems is my line, I drew it with a stick, right? So the line's real thin, so I can't really see it. I'm just aiming for the spot that I think the box is at. This is what I want right here. I just want to get a good, stable approach. I got a little tailwind pushing me, so that's all right. Reducing the power because I'm dropping that nose, trying to control that airspeed. I think I see my box. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna stop right here. I feel like I probably landed perfectly inside the box. Booyah! I was a little unsure about exactly how that was gonna play out. You know, what I can see from the cockpit with that strange angle of attack, it was a little off, but you can see that I actually come in a little left of the box. So on my first attempt, my right tire did hit exactly on the rear line, and so my right tire hit inside the box. And I didn't necessarily give myself any rules of engagement about how the measurements would take place. The first pass, I'm happy with it. We're gonna call that a scratch because my left tire was outside the box, so I was far left, or at least a little left. So pass number 2, I told myself, hey, I was too far left, I need to go to the right some. Only one problem, I overcompensated a little bit and I was too far to the right. So much that I missed the box completely. So touchdown point as far as length on the bar, I was right, but I was too far to the right. But on my last attempt, coming in for the home stretch, got my approach just right, how I liked it, come and touch down right in the box. I'm talking about left main, right main, both inside my box and the tail wheel shortly behind it. So I'm calling that a win. So what does that mean? Drop that comment down below, the number that you think I drew in the sand. And if you guessed it right, not only are you getting a 1Aviate hat, but you're also getting a Georgia Pilot t-shirt. And listen, it doesn't matter if you don't live in Georgia, it's still a cool t-shirt. So go ahead, drop that comment below, and I'll be looking for the winner. All right, real quick before we get out of here, I need to tell you about something. A couple of videos back, I teased you a little bit about putting the Avid up for sale. That was no prank. I am going to list it for sale soon. But here's the catch. There's a couple of boxes that I wanted to put a check mark in before I let it go, because as you can tell, I'm having a blast. I love this airplane. I just need it to be a little bigger in the cockpit. But there's a camping trip coming up next weekend that I really wanted to make if it's not too cold. I wanted the Avid because it is a short field private island out on the coast of Georgia. I wanted to make it, so I haven't posted it officially for sale because I want to make that trip. And number two, this thing has the 64-inch TN wooden prop on it that was on it when I got it. TJ, if you're watching this video, I have been reading on the forums about your Luga prop for a long time, and I have been wanting to put a new prop on the Avid to see what kind of extra bite I could get out of it. And I just kept putting it off. But I finally got in touch with Luga, or NR Prop, and have ordered a new prop for the Avid, a composite prop. I'm stoked about it. It should be here in another couple of weeks. So with that being said, when I do officially post the Avid online for sale, it will come not only with a fresh inspection, it's going to come with a brand new prop on it that's only going to have enough hours on it for me to get the pitch right and have a couple hours of fun on it before I just finally say, all right, I gotta let this thing go. So put the number down below that you guessed that I wrote in the sand. Thank you for coming along for this venture, and I'll see you on the next one.